Okay, carrying on from this guy's video right here. Here's a little map of what this guy's trying to say, of where the origins of Native Americans came from. And it shows clearly exactly where I was saying the origins of the Polynesian people coming from this area, right? Sardinia. Now, here's something interesting. If you go look at GeoNomad, whatever, the origins of the Native American, the Y-DNA, haplogroup Q, even though I don't believe in this, um, out of Africa and out of Taiwan theory, it actually shows you the migration of people, where they come from. And you see right over here how they traveled from um, outside in Europe into Siberia and into America or Alaska. Okay? Now, the reason why I'm showing you this is because this is all about the Birdman cult. And if we continue on with the story from this guy over here, he actually brings up some very good points that I didn't realize, right? About the Birdman cult.
Civilization really gets going.
Here,
Well, you
this
have the
one here.
myth of Noah and the flood, and after the flood has destroyed all of mankind, Noah releases two birds.
So you can see back in the days, not only they used stars, right? But how back in those days, how they used the migration of birds. This is really important, right? Like in the wherever Noah was, definitely not in Africa, probably Middle East. I have no idea, but
But scholars have always
you'll
pointed
you'll
out
find out
that
this.
it's unusual that Noah released a second bird because the first bird just flew back and forth until it found land. So why did Noah release two birds? Well,
Yeah, two
maybe he
birds.
released two birds because the first process of starting civilization again after the flood was sending one bird to the east and one bird to the west,
To the
and they were
west.
both going to start civilization all along the way on this global journey around the world. Why do we find the same exact myth in India? But in India, instead of Noah, it's Manu, and he's saving the seven sages from the flood. Well, the seven sages is the exact same name that the Mesopotamians gave the bird-like civilizer
Birdman.
deities who started civilization over again after the flood, otherwise known as the Apkallu. So in India and Mesopotamia, you have the seven sages.
Oh gosh. Okay. Go to the next video. Right. So this video is very interesting to show you exactly like in this video over here of the origin of where the ancestors of the um, Native Americans came from, right? As you can see over here, this how they spread out, like how they spread out, like how the different routes of different ancestors. You may say the Polynesian ancestors took this route. There was another route, um, the other route where the other Polynesians, not Polynesians, but the ancestors of Maui took this route. So this route over here is pretty much where the origins of Maui and Tangaloa took, right? And if you see over here, in this video here, how Polynesians not only used the stars, but they used birds.
Alaska to Siberia
Yeah,
to northern Europe. They breed in the dry spots of swamps, bogs,
I'll
and
go straight
marshes,
to
as
it,
well
right?
as wetlands and river valleys, like
Yeah.
11,006 stop flight of any bird. Polarized subspecies of
So here's another evidence right here, how the Polynesians or the origins of Maui and Tangaloa would use birds to find, not just the stars, to find Polynesia.
Barteld Godwit goes much, much farther. One leg of their migration is the longest non-stop flight of any bird.
So here you go.
Agreed in Alaska.
Alaska. So they must have came from Siberia, followed the bird traces of the bird into Alaska, and followed the migration of these birds, right?
They fly something like
Look at that.
11,690
And they go straight where?
kilometers over the Pacific
To
Ocean
New Zealand.
to New Zealand, often without stopping. No rest, no food, just 8 to 10 days of continuous flapping. And if they get blown off course, like one male did in the 2021 migration and have to make an emergency landing in Australia, that adds even more distance to their trip.
So let's have a look, right?
Intestines literally shrink. Their bodies just absorb up to a quarter of the tissue that makes up those organs. And
So this here, the migration of the birds, right, proves 100% not only did the origins of Polynesia, or Polynesia, Maui, Tangaloa, use the stars to find, their way around, but they also use the migration of the birds.